We are providing only 20% video as a part of promotion. For remaining 80%, that is 6 to 8 articles, current affairs video and general studies complete videos, please subscribe to our complete package. 1. US-Russia agree on Syria ceasefire plan. GS Paper 2, International Relations, India beyond its neighbors. Why recently in news? World powers have agreed to seek a nationwide cessation of hostilities in Syria, to begin in a week's time. What has been agreed? To try to immediately step up aid deliveries to besieged and hard-to-reach areas in Syria. For a US-Russia-led task force to work to achieve a cessation of hostilities across Syria beginning in 1 week's time. Cessation of hostilities will exclude action against so-called Islamic State group, jihadist group Al-Nusra Front and other UN-designated terrorist groups. To work towards an eventual ceasefire and implementation of a UN-backed plan for political transition in Syria. Why is there a war in Syria? Anti-government protests developed into a civil war that, 4 years on, has ground to a stalemate, with the Assad government, Islamic State, an array of Syrian rebels and Kurdish fighters all holding territory. Who is fighting whom? Government forces concentrated in Damascus and the center and west of Syria are fighting the jihadists of Islamic State and Al-Nusra Front, as well as less numerous so-called moderate rebel groups, who are strongest in the north and east. These groups are also battling each other. How has the world reacted? Iran, Russia and Lebanon's Hezbollah movement are propping up the Alawite-led Assad government, while Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Qatar back the more moderate Sunni-dominated opposition, along with the US, UK and France. Hezbollah and Iran are believed to have troops and officers on the ground, while a Western-led coalition and Russia are carrying out airstrikes. 2. Center makes it mandatory for power firms to buy from solid waste plants. GS Paper 2, Government Policies and Schemes. Why recently in news? A circular has been issued to all power distribution companies by the center stating it was mandatory for them to buy electricity from power plants fueled by solid waste. If the instructions are not followed, the government would impose severe penalties on them, an entitlement that comes from the recent amendment of the Electricity Regulatory Act, 2013. The center aims at generating 700 megawatts of electricity from solid waste-run plants in the next 5 years. Points to be noted. As state governments will have to build plants that can produce energy from solid waste, the ministry offered to cover 20% of the cost of each plant. Of its budget allocation of Rs 62,000 crore, Rs 38,000 crore would be spent on building solid waste management infrastructure across the country. The ministry has made a significant progress in setting up an effective door-to-door collection and transportation of solid waste.